Good morning, everybody. I almost said Monday morning. Nobody wants 2 Mondays in 1 week, but since I didn't have a show yesterday, it feels like Monday to me. Dealing with the DMV yesterday. The DMV is one of the 7 layers of hell. I don't recommend it. It's not a fun deal. Not fun. So let's see who's in here. Tracy, good morning. CLH said, Web Sleuths had a great discussion with a journalist on May 23rd about the Delphi case. I'm going to check that out because we're doing a show about Delphi this week. That's awesome. Good morning, Outlaw. Mama K, what's up? Katrina, Uli Girl. Steve Beasley's in the house. Are you playing hooky or are you listening from work, Steve? What are you doing? Hi, Kayla. Hi, Chris. Chris is probably getting the same weather as me. We're under a flood warning. There's our friend Lone Wolf. Magoo. Magoo, how are you? Two Boston moms. Lisa. Hello, Pat. Miss Bree. Hillbilly Tech, how are you? Hello, Nene. Hi. Juicy Tequila Bobo. There's Be a Shiner, Not a Whiner. Hello, Michelle. Night Stalker. If I miss anybody, I apologize. Eileen. Hello, Eileen. She said, hola. And there's my friend Marie. Good morning, November Day. So I hope everybody's having a good day and you don't have a flood warning on you like we do. And I don't live too far from the river, so I'm like, every time I look outside, I'm like, should I start putting towels around the door or not? I don't know. Oh, Steve had dental work done yesterday, so he's at home. Well, glad you're here. Glad everybody's here. Got Shannon backstage. I'm going to bring her up, and you know the routine. We're going to go through some comments from the last show. Have another friend backstage who's been doing a lot of research on some stills from the milk video and like the actual picture. And it's the way she has it broke down. We're going to go through it together. Remember, on this show, we respect everyone's opinion, their theory, and everything. And it's very interesting the way that she lays it out. So let's see what Shannon's doing. What's up, Shan?
Good morning. I know it does feel like Monday, but it's Tuesday, so that's better.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say hello, everyone. Hope everybody had a good weekend.
Hope everybody had a great weekend.
Did.
Pat said Appalachian Caves just down the road from Ben Hill. Katrina, she said, same here in Missouri. Yep. It's bad. I don't even know how much rain we've gotten. But like I was texting with you on Saturday, Shannon, it was all I could do to get out of bed because it's been in the 90s. Then we have a high of 46 on Saturday. And I told Shannon, I'm like, hell, I'm going to get up and put the Christmas tree up. It feels like wintertime.
I know. And now I've got it. It's so, the humidity's gone. It feels like 60 something. It's so nice. I just wish the birds would shh a little bit while I'm on live, but other than that, we're good. It feels good.
We were watching the PGA just because it's at Southern Hills in Tulsa. And I mean, people were bundled up like it was wintertime almost. But, when you counter in, it's cloudy, it's in the 60s and 20-mile-an-hour wind. I imagine it was chilly out there.
Yeah, jackets for sure. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, you want to go through some comments with me, my friend?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it. Excuse me. Beth says, I think Sheriff Lawson really believes that Don and Candace are completely guilty. You can see the disgust on his face. I think he believes that there is something going on. I don't know per se Don and Candace, one or the other, both, I don't know, or Grandis too. But as time has gone on over the last 11 months, seeing his demeanor when he speaks about the family really changed, especially when he came out in March and said, no, they're not cooperating. Have you noticed that too, Shan, or am I overreaching?
No, I've noticed it too. I mean, I think he was at first just like, what did we step into? What's going on here? To present day. And he's just, I think he's fed up, honestly, fed up.
Yeah, because that was a very bold statement he made in March when he said, no, they're not cooperating. And back on Lawson, Mickey said, if Lawson would haul Candace down the police station and interrogate her ass while Dawn isn't around to coach her, I believe she would break and we would all know what happened to Little Summer. Dawn and Candace both said Little Summer will never be found. Dawn, Candace, and Grandis all know where Little Summer is, and if she's dead or alive, justice for Summer. I wish he could haul her down and interrogate her. I really wish he could. We have rights in this country, whether you're guilty as
Hmm.
sin or innocent as a newborn baby. You can't do that. And I think that's the reason he made that statement in March where he's totally disgusted and he just said, no, they're not cooperating. I think he'd love to talk to Candace.
Yeah, and she has the right to say, no, I don't want to talk to you. If she's not under arrest, that's all she has to say. And I think Candace knows that. I really do. And I think when Dawn was out of jail and like when they went on Dr. Phil or he was online, she didn't want anything to do with it because she didn't want to answer questions, straightforward questions about that day, because she knows her script, but she's noticing she's making slips here and there, changes. So she's not going to want to talk. Not at all.
And what you said now, okay, ding, ding, ding in my head. All right, so when he comes out in March, Lawson, and he says, no, they're not cooperating, the family's not cooperating. She was on YouTube a lot in February, you know, I mean, off the chain. There's no Dawn there to guide her. She even slipped, I believe it was to Cam, and said she's not comfortable with the script, not in love with Dawn anymore. I kind of think maybe in her sober moments, she knows she might have said the wrong thing and will not talk to them. Will not. And now she crawled under a rock, as did a few others. She doesn't talk to anybody, and she was loving the attention.
I'm hoping she's scared out of her boots, and I hope, not hope, but I pray that there is something coming and coming soon. I really, really do. But yeah, she can't talk. She won't talk. But like you said, when she's been drinking, we've gotten some stuff out of her.
Hmm.
N- Not enough to be like, you're guilty, convict her, but we've gotten a lot of things out of her, and it's, things that make you say, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, like when she was going on her tirade about how she's not in love with Don, but she loves Don. He's the kid's daddy and all that stuff. But I'm not comfortable with the script. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, what? Now, no one cares about your love life, Candace. They don't. Don't
No.
care. But when she said that, I was like, how in the hell can you get away from that statement?
Why would that be? First of all, she's obviously watching YouTube. But second of all, my missing child and what happened that day is not called a script. A script is something made up and written. And I think she called it right, though. 100%.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Then Robin says, how many times have we lost something? This makes perfect sense. Think about it. My husband's world famous for it. Where's this? Where's this? Where's that?
Yes.
Can't tell you how many times, lost my keys, can't find my glasses. Hell, I've been sitting here talking to you guys and I'm like, I can't find my glasses and they're on my head. But like Robin says, we search and search. We get frustrated. We retrace our steps, sit and think. We go back later. But in this scenario, no, she's just gone, just evaporated. So there's only two reasons for that. One of them is involved and they put her somewhere, or whoever was in charge of her that day, which we're going to talk more about that, would be Candace, which maybe
Yep.
she was like passed out or something, and she can't retrace any steps because Summer wandered off. But the whole wandering off thing, I just have a very hard time buying after all this time. Um, and on top of that, everyone is a suspect. There's nothing suspicious for a child. Kids wander off. So why would everyone be a suspect if that's the case?
Exactly. I just I mean, when she first went missing, that's your first fault or thought, not fault. Thought is where, would be, oh my God, where's my child? Did she fall? Is she out there in the woods? Let's go search. It dawns on me if they said Summer doesn't leave that property, she doesn't go past her swing or whatever it is they said, but yet, boys, y'all go look down here. I'm gonna drive my truck off to who knows where she went. You know,
No, you're exactly right.
and
They wouldn't
it's
even
just
consider the wandering off. It's like they were so worried that people would think that they were negligent parents or something. Like they wouldn't even, like I said, acknowledge that. No, she wouldn't wander off. She wouldn't wander off. Of course she would. She's a child. She's 5 years old. Of course she would.
I did
Particularly,
at 5.
yeah, particularly in the environment she's in. Of course she's going to wander off. You stupid.
Yeah,
So they were focused on that. No, no, she wouldn't wander off. She wouldn't wander off. She wouldn't wander off. And then what's Candace is worried about? She's worried that Hunter's going to talk about the twisted tea.
mm-hmm. Because she went straight over there. What was it? The next day?
The 17th.
Did
The
Yeah,
17th. She made a special trip over there to ask them what they've been telling the TBI after she gave them the heads up Tuesday night that she was missing. She didn't say we can't find Summer. She's missing. It had already been decided she's missing. She's gone.
and wasn't didn't law enforcement tell Hunter and Allie just stay away from her, don't talk to her? And then
Yep.
here she doesn't even call, she just pops up. Hey, what'd you tell him? And I know Allie said she kind of overheard the conversation, but it almost sounded like she said, did you didn't tell him about, like the tea and the vape? Well, first of all, who gives a flying flip flop at this time? What you gave him, you could deal with that later. Find your kid.
But that was
That's
her concern. What are you telling the TBI? That was the whole reason for that trip over there.
exactly. Exactly.
And Allie saying she wasn't paying much attention. That's ridiculous, Allie. You know what's going on. But she did call the TBI. They wanted to know what Candace was driving that day. Mind you, this is 2 days after Summer's disappearance. So if Summer just wandered off, what would it matter what Candace is driving?
Exactly.
What would it matter? They never
Because it
impounded any
does.
cars. They never impounded any cars. So what would it matter what she was driving? That's what they asked Allie when she called. Miss Yankee to you. Welcome to the channel. By the way, we have new names in here, guys. Hit that sub button. Hit the reminder. But was it the tea she was worried about Hunter telling? Perhaps something else was the concern. That's what I'm
I
wondering myself, for her to go over there and ask specifically, what did you tell the TBI?
That has crossed my mind as well. And I'm just ugh. Yeah. That's one of those ones where it's hard to go through. But honestly, if you're looking at this case really hard, you've got to look at that. And regardless, it seems like Candace and Hunter were best buds. Not saying that Hunter wasn't with friends with Summer, but his buddy was Candace. It's clear.
It's inappropriate.
Very inappropriate.
It's
Very
inappropriate.
much so.
And like
Yes.
Vicky said, I suspect Candace was worried about harder things than twisted tea and vapes, in my opinion. Yes,
Yep.
because I don't care your mental capacity, your social status, your economic status. Your child is missing. You're not going to make a special trip over to your friend's house face to face. Remember, face to face, you go to the door to ask them what they told the TBI,
Yeah,
unless something else was on your mind.
which was not Summer, or what do you think could have happened to Summer? Do you have any idea? Have you heard any rumors? Has anybody been talking about this? That would have been my question. Not, what did you tell him? Make sure you don't tell him this. Make sure you don't tell him that. At that point, I wouldn't even care. Not that I would do that, but
Yeah.
my child's missing. That's number one.
Mhm.
Number one.
Another question I have: how did she know that he had even talked to the TBI? He talked to them on the 16th, I believe. Yeah, it was on the 16th, Allie said, because he talked to Hawkins County first, and then the TBI came because she said they were much more forceful with him. And whatever that means, I never really got that explanation. I'm sure they just wanted answers.
Mm-hmm.
And so, how did Candace know that he had talked to them? I don't think they would tell Candace, by the way, we talked to Hunter.
No,
How did she
I
know?
think she probably, unless it got, I mean, it is a small area, unless it just got back to her and she's like, oh, I got to go over there right now and find out what was said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the only thing I can come up with. Either that or she just got lucky and thought, let me go over there. I'm sure TBI's been over there by now. Let me see what he said.
Yeah, like I said, I'm really wondering if she just made a blind trip over, or somehow she was told that he had talked
Hmm.
to them. That's what that's really got my brain going now. Gail confirmed it. H said he told TBI about the tea, and Candace said that better be all you told them. Yeah, that was on the interview room. So
See,
like what chat's saying, I don't think that's what she was worried about.
no, I don't think so either. And uh, I know summer is priority, but that right there needs to also go on that list because that is not only illegal, but that's disgusting, depending on how inappropriate they were. And I want to stress that Hunter is a 15-year-old child. Yes, he knows right from wrong, but this happens all the time with underage people. And then they hang around somebody who thinks, oh, they're not like most adults. They're cool. They're like me. They're on my level. You know what I'm saying? And there you go.
Because they're kids and they think they're adults. We talked about it last
Hmm.
week when the about the Brittany Drexler case. They basically everybody in chat agreed. Our teenage self thought we knew everything and could handle anything. Vicky
Right.
says, H seems pretty confused about his arrival home. I agree. Who got out of the truck? I agree. Where the milk was? I agree. Who was sitting where? I agree. Yeah, he could have had a buzz on, but it's like on one hand, he's talking about how he's got almost like this Superman power that he can be looking down the street, yet know what's going on right next to him, type of thing, is how he
Mm.
explained the swimming hole situation. But getting home, he wasn't even sure if Summer got out of the truck or not. He couldn't explain the seating arrangement.
Yeah, that's where the story. Now, he might not have got in order what store they went to first, was it the hippie house or the grocery store? But as far as, where they went, that seems to pretty much add up. But as soon as they pull up, that's when the interview room was like asking questions. Where's the milk? Where were you sitting? Where was Hunter sitting? You know, that right there, it gets jumbled and he couldn't answer a straight question. Um to me, it looked like there was it boxes and then milk beside her? Am I correct? Because it didn't look like grocery
I,
bags.
I can't figure it out because he even says he was sitting in the middle, then Summer was sitting in the middle. And like I've been saying, there's only two of you in the back seat. Why would anyone need to sit in the middle?
Right. And how would I mean you're getting out. Didn't he say at once he had it in his lap, then he put it down on the floor and
Yeah, because
that
he didn't want to. Because he didn't want a milk mess.
I don't know. That's where his story falls apart for me was after he got home. You remember everything else? I don't and it's not about time. It's not about and at 2:30 we were at the horse pond. It wasn't like that with him. It was pretty consistent as far as then we went here, then we went here, but when he comes home, it falls apart. Where did Summer get the new outfit on? Do you remember that part?
Never have heard from anybody in that
Thank you.
day when she supposedly got that outfit on, or if she even had it on that day,
Right.
because we don't even know when that video is really from. If they
Nope.
if the police said in the WJHL news report that the last known video of her was at the pond swimming, the swimming video. So was this earlier in the day or another day? We don't know.
No,
There's still
because they
something,
haven't
there's still something
said
really
anything.
weird going on.
Yep. They didn't say anything about that. But supposedly, we do know that the swimming hole was the last known picture of her. I mean, I do think it was from that day, but when?
Okay, peace and happiness. What are you doing, girlfriend? She said, I think that video of Summer with the milk was from that morning. Okay, so it makes sense. It's a cool morning. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Muscles and Mascara explained that to us. So you would put her in a warmer outfit. She sleeps till noon. She could have been easily sleeping on the way, or they got the milk in between. I don't know. I don't know what the hell they're doing hauling around milk. I don't know. So I think the video Summer with the milk was from that morning when Grandis and Candace left that morning to the ER. They had the boxes and milk stacked up to prop Summer, then maybe Hunter replaced the milk. It's driving me nuts when this was actually the events of the day.
All
Because you
right.
have three people that were there. Well, I mean, four obviously with Summer, but Summer isn't, she can't tell us what happened that day. And
Right.
all three have a different story. Not a little off. Like, like you said, the like we went to this store first and then this store. That I would understand. You had a lot of running around to do. You might forget which store came first. Um,
Right.
no, the all three have a different story of what happened that day.
Yeah, because it sounds like, first of all, Grandis gets dropped off. They go to Hunter's house, pick him up. It was supposed to go fishing, but yet, as far as we know, I don't see any fishing poles unless they were laying down in the back of the truck bed. But then it changed to swimming,
Mhm.
and I guess she changed at Allie's house. But to me, it didn't look like a swimsuit. It looked like something she would have put on that morning with spaghetti, like a little, I don't know if it was a dress or a little romper with the little spaghetti straps. And she's playing in the water. But, like I said, after that, it's just like everything goes in this one has this story, this one has this story. And I don't know. I don't remember. But you remember the rest of the events of that morning? Or at
They
least the
they
places he
remember
went?
they remember what suits them is what I'm gathering.
Convenient.
It's
Right.
convenient to them. Just like Grandis, she does everything she can to take herself out of these scenarios. I was at the hospital. I think she went swimming. I came home and took a nap. Yes, I'm cooperating. She says they know they can call me. Well, that's not cooperating because your phone
Nope.
is on and they have your phone number doesn't mean you're cooperating.
And if they think you don't care and you know a search is going on and you're just like, let's play the Monopoly. They're not going to find her there anyways. I don't even know where that's at, but they're not going to find her there. Like, what? That's so telling.
Yep. And April says there was an interview that Candace did, or she was on someone's chat, and she said it wasn't a bathing suit. It was just a light outfit for the day. That's what I've been thinking. I thought either this bathing suit is way too big for her, or she's swimming in regular clothes. It doesn't look like a bathing suit to me.
That's what makes me think she didn't change. I think they pulled up and she got in the water. Uh, Hunter and Candace, I don't know what all they did. We weren't there. And why? I do believe her like going underwater for a second may have it could have been a paranoid thing, if you know what I'm saying, and her pop back up. I mean, that whole scenario, I, I'm
I
still
think that
having
was
trouble with
just
that.
I think that was just icing on the cake. You know,
Yeah,
he doesn't have a grown man's instincts or like a father's mentality. A child goes under the water and pops back up. That, like I said, David Hasselhoff didn't run out there.
you're
You
right.
know, he might have gone out there and played with her and stuff like that. But I think he had heard about this dry drowning on YouTube and tried to put it together somehow in his own mind.
Probably because he was like, he said she didn't cough up water or anything else like that. Well, it sounds like to me she just dipped and you happen to look over there and freak out and then she popped back up and are you okay if that happened? But I
Well,
don't
he
think it's irrelevant.
Well, oh no, none of it is. And I mean, he
Yeah,
also said that he was purposely listening in on Candace's phone call and went through her phone because he was a little suspicious. Nothing was going on at that point. He could not, there is no way in the world he could have known that Summer Wells would be missing within a few hours unless
that's
he
what I'm saying.
overheard something to that effect. But he certainly didn't say that to the interview room. All
No,
right, so Jill says, something truly big is bothering me. If Summer was hurt at the swim hole, would Candace still have done the shopping, the Slurpees, etc.? Would she let her sick, dying child lay there while she shopped? A lot of people are like, no, she wouldn't get her medical attention or anything like that. But if you look at this is from Candace's Facebook from I think it's 2018 or 19. That's small. Let me see if I can see. Taking baby girl to the hospital. She feels icky. Prayers. Yeah, Summer looks like she's not feeling good, and she said she's taken her to the doctor that day. So at some point, Candace was
you would
getting
think.
medical attention for her children. So if something went on that day, why didn't she do it that day?
Exactly. I mean, that's a good point. So that's why I just think that part is irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he may have thought that and he may have done that, but like you add whatever it is, and I'm not accusing anyone, but whatever they were doing out there, meaning Candace and Hunter, you know, and he had said he had been up all night, you may see things a little bit differently than a normal person's brain would at that moment and think something, even though it wasn't. I just don't think that part's important. That's just my opinion. I really don't.
I can't sort any of this out. Honestly, we're
I
all like
know.
we're all running in circles with this. Tamara said on the TikTok video of H going in the water, it doesn't look like he was rushing in. No, he didn't. No, he's no
Mm-mm.
lifeguard. He's no lifeguard.
No.
Um, Still a lot of commotion, from the last couple of shows we've done. We've pointed out that Candace made sure to let everyone know, or whoever she dealt with that day, that the boys were at work with Dawn. We heard two boys. We heard just the oldest boy. Yet Grandis puts the boys at the house. Don says when he got home, the boys were at the creek. And then we have, this was emailed to me. I believe it's from Twitter. It's from Twitter. Okay. Bianca with WJHL said investigators say at least 3 other children were present in Summer Wells' home when she reportedly walked out the back door. The sheriff tells me he said this report came from the Wells siblings. They were home.
Yep.
Don doesn't say when he was coming home from work, he said he got his tools and hightailed it home. He doesn't say, and I had the boys at work with me. Don has never mentioned having any of his sons at work with him. So I want to know why Candace told Hunter that at least 1 or 2, we've heard different stories, were with Don at work. Grandis puts the boys at home. Don puts the boys at home. And this is what the sheriff reported to Bianca. The sheriff tells me, he said this report came from Wells' siblings.
Mm.
Can't really argue that.
Right. And my thing is, she's a manipulator. And like I've always said, if they're watching, whether they're playing Minecraft, watching videos, they're not. If Candace walks in there and says, hey, your sister's in here, watch her, she's going downstairs. Okay, Mom, never turning around. So in their minds, yeah, she went downstairs to law enforcement. You see what I'm saying? So I think it would be
say that again. Say that again.
Okay. Sorry. You got me now? You got me now,
yeah.
bro?
Yeah, it's not your connection. Okay. It's my brain. I'm slow today.
Okay. No. When I'm going to put this in quotes, hypothetically took Summer to the house and said, hey, boys, keep an eye on your sister. I don't know whether she said she's going downstairs or what have you. They would have I've seen the way supposedly the bar was and where the TV was compared to the front door. She could have easily come in there and manipulated them thinking that Summer was in the house when Candace walked in by herself, told the boys that, and they're like, okay, and never, ever, ever turning around to see if Summer was actually in the house or went downstairs.
Right. No, I see exactly what you're saying now. That's why I
Does that make sense?
Back up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like you said, hypothetically, so I'm looking at this tweet again. Okay. Investigators say at least 3 other children were present in Summer Wells' home when she reportedly walked out the back door. The reportedly is from Candace. It seems to me the way this is worded, the boys do not confirm seeing her walk out the door.
Right. And you notice
that's how it's in quotes. Are you looking at the screen? Look how it's in quotes. Reportedly walked. So they're not saying that they saw her walk out the door. It says in quotes, walked out the back door. The sheriff tells me. He said this report came from Summer's siblings. So
exactly.
They were home. This is reportedly because they can't confirm that they saw her walk out the back door.
Nope. That comes from Candace, correct? Or one of the siblings. I'm sorry, one of the siblings. So
no, the way I'm reading it, I'm making things too confusing. So it says reportedly. So the report this is Candace's story, but it's in quotes, reportedly saw her walk out the back door. The way that it's phrased, unless I'm reading too much into it, the boys aren't saying that they saw her walk out the back door. It's just saying that they were home when this supposedly happened.
Correct. I'm on that page too.
Well, let me see. Had some note written down and I can't read my own handwriting. Go figure. Yep. Go figure. Well, and also, the wandering off thing. When they interviewed the DA on WJHL, he said this is something that would have to be put in front of a grand jury. Why would a grand jury need to look at something if a child just wandered off?
my point before, or before, is that the negligence, which I don't think it is, they would not.
We got robot Shannon.
Ergo, I walked the house, the dog. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we had robot Shannon.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't want y'all to hear. There's dogs in the distance, like fighting or something up the road. But okay. What was I saying? What were we talking about? The boys. Okay,
Well,
just
we were talking about the tweet. We were talking about the tweet from Bianca. The sheriff confirmed that there was 3 other children in the house. They got this information from Summer's siblings, and it says reportedly the day she walked out the back door. If she walked out the back door, even the dumbest person on the planet would say, "Get back in the house. Nobody's out there to watch you." When Don even said that one day, he was like, and she walked out the back door. I said, "Well, Don, did you ever ask her what direction she went? It might be easier to find your daughter if you know which direction she went when she left the back door."
no, and that's the thing. It's the things that they don't say, and it's the things that they say. And he pointed us straight to this dog trail that he never knew existed. And, that goes back to this abduction thing right away. She was abducted. She would never wander off. And I believe the boys thought she was in the house, but they didn't see her go out the back door. They just said she's downstairs.
Because
If
they were
that's what,
told that. Candace has a way of putting things in people's heads, just like she told Hunter. 2 or 1 of the boys is at work with Dawn. She wanted to make sure that the boys were not home. There's a screenshot of her arguing with someone saying, why would you blame my son? He was at work with my husband all day. We hear this, the sheriff confirms with this news reporter, they were there. Nellie, I agree. When my kids were, when they were at home and they were invested in their video games, an atom bomb could hit the house, and
Yeah,
they're in their game.
that's mine too. That's why that scenario went through my head, in the way their kitchen, bar, whatever that thing is, and where the TV was up against the wall. They were not paying attention. She could have got their attention and said, "Hey, your sister's in here. Keep an eye on her." And then back outside. And then what do you got? Here starts that script.
I'm
Because
wondering
she
if she
knows.
ever went in the house, because how did she get out and what happened? Because the only thing that we know for sure is Summer has not been seen in over 11 months.
Yeah.
I wonder if the boys can confirm her story about her walking over to the porch and telling the boys she's going down to the dungeon to play. That might have been what set off alarms that day when they were like, we didn't see her come in. She didn't ask us to
Right.
watch.
Right. That's true too. I know them boy. I just feel like those boys weren't paying attention regardless if they were in their game.
Yeah.
Cause I've come in my son's room. We have hardwood floors, slipped and fell, and I'm like crying and laughing at the same time. And he never turned around. I was like, "Thanks, son. Your mom's okay, by the way," and walked out their room. So I just don't feel like they even know too much around that time period until, "Hey, your Summer's missing. We gotta go look. You guys go that way. I'm gonna take my truck and go out down the road."
That's probably the only story of Candace's they can confirm for the day, is when she said she was going to go try to find Summer.
Correct.
I have a feeling, not fact, just a feeling, that a lot of what Candace has produced for the day as far as what happened can't be confirmed by anybody.
I believe that. and that's where we talked about the dead zones. And I don't know whose channel this was. It was a lovely lady, and it was a short little video of her actually driving. She's never been there. She was trying to find Ben Hill Road, and she's like, I lost cell service. And she did not want to go to Ben Hill. She just wanted to get close enough, but she did not even want to go near that road. And then she was like telling, in her video, I'm scared. I'm lost. I have no signal here. So she didn't even know where she was going. And I thought, yep, I bet you don't. So
Jose was talking about that. He said
yeah,
service was totally dead around the time they were like, I think about the time they got to the dollar store, I believe. All of a sudden, all the phones at once would come on, and it was like notifications, ding, 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 ding,
right.
ding. So we got Kindness Sprinkles backstage, and she's been going through some pictures. Jackie sent me an email. So while we go through the first picture, I'm going to check this email. Now, I don't know what's going on, but when she's up, she doesn't have anything else open. There's an echo. So if you guys hear like an overlap or something, say something in chat, and then I'll just mute somebody. Hang on one second.
Okay.
Hi, Kindness Sprinkles.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hey.
So I'm going to put okay, so I just had to mute her to talk because we have an echo. I'm going to put the first picture up, leave myself. Shannon muted herself, and I want you to walk us through this, okay?
Okay. When you muted that, it muted my mic. So I might, after, if it does it again, give me a second to unmute. But okay, so this is just a pic from the milk pic, and this looks like a face to me. This looks like the side of a face. You can see the nose, an ear. If you zoom in, I think it's a shadow on their head, and it kind of looks like beside of them they're holding like an arm. You see the arm? It's like the blue's over it. That maybe they're holding a cell phone in their hand, and it's up to the mouth. But that's definitely like a reflection. That's a face to me. You can see their chin. You can see part of their ear. It's like the side of their face because you see their nose and their mouth and their ear. Kind of looks like Candace's like mouth to me. And if you zoom in, you can get a better shot. Maybe somebody that can zoom in better can see it more clear. Do you guys see what I'm talking about or no?
Okay, I'm looking. We were doing this before the show, and I've actually got it blown up a little bit better. Let me see. Hang on. Let me try it this way. Give me just a second. All right, bear with me. Okay. Okay. Now I've got it really zoomed up. That looks like Candace's reflection.
I see that.
I agree.
Yeah, now that I've got it blown up, let me blow it up a little bit more. That looks like Candace's reflection to me. Mandy says, I see it. Mandy sees it. Can you see it better now?
Yes, I can see it plain as day. I mean, there's her mouth, there's the nose. I mean, it looks just like Candace, in my opinion.
Okay, let me go to the next one.
Shannon, did you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. I'm trying to figure out what's behind it. on that one. But yeah, I can see it. I see what you're seeing. Absolutely.
Okay, now I'm gonna unmute kind of sprinkles, and we're gonna blow this one up. Hang on. Lisa wants to know, is this from the video or the photograph?
That is from the pic. This is the milk picture. Everything that we're showing is from the milk picture. In the milk video, Summer's hand, I think it's her right hand is upside down, and in the milk picture, it's not. Okay, now this is again the milk picture. Okay, to me, okay, this start on the blue one. It looks like Sherry, but I don't know if it's Sherry. Definitely a person. You see her hand and her fingers? Looks like she has something in it, like she's grasping something. Can you see her fingers? Which leads to an arm, which leads to a shirt, which leads to the face. You see her you see her fingers? And her shirt, you see her two black eyes and her mouth. I mean, it's blurry, but you see her hair. To me, that's a person standing at the bed of the truck because you can see her arm is resting on something. You see her fingers. You see her arm, you see her shirt, and you see her face, her hair, her two black eyes, and her mouth. It's real dark, but it's there. It's someone. It's a
Is her
person, I
hand
think.
kind of close?
It's
Like
okay. Can
fist
you see
like?
her fingers? Yeah, it's like grasping. You can see her fingers, like 3 or 4 fingers. She has something in her hand. Like move your mouse on her finger. Like down. No, go right. Go right down,
Right
down, down,
there.
down. Right there. Right there's her fingers. See her fingers?
Okay.
Fingers.
Yeah.
Then her arm. I mean, it's blurry. And you see her shirt. It looks like she's wearing a dark shirt, but can you see her two black eyes, like her face and her hair? Did you see her use the fingers as a focal point? You see her arm, then her shirt, and then her head. To me, that's what it looks like. Go to the second one under that one. Yeah. To me, that's a person. Because you can see her hand and her fingers. And to me, that's how the bed of the truck is, because her hand is like resting on the bed of the truck or on something.
And that's clearly a truck behind it, correct?
I guess. I don't know. I guess Summer is sitting in a truck, so you know what I mean? But to me, the truck angle is not where the red tote is, it's to the left because the lady is standing right there in front of the bed truck, in my opinion, or in front of something because you can see it. It's like she's standing right there. And do you see the little girl beside of her that we was talking about? Like that? Yeah, right there. You can see it better in another picture. Go to another picture.
I see, hang on, I see a hat. This looks like a hat on someone's head. All right, now I'm blowing this one up.
That's basically the same thing. You can see the lady's arm, her fingers, her hand, her shirt. You can see the hat, the person with the hat, and you can see the little girl in the corner on the top left because you can see hair, a face, and her arm is like up to her mouth. You can see her shirt. I mean, it's blurry, but it's there. In my opinion, it's somebody standing there. Okay, can you stop at this picture for a second? And put your mouse. Okay, right. Okay, put your mouse anywhere. Okay, go up. Go up. Okay, go to the right a little bit. Right there. Okay, right there. Does that not look? No, go back. No, 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 no. Go right there, right there. Okay, stay right there. Under the mouse, does that not look like a face like Jose? I know I could be crazy and could be wrong, but it's like a reflection of somebody because you can see their two black eyebrows. You can see their black hair that has a patch of gray. It's like right under your mouse. zoom in right under your mouse. Can you do that? Because there's Granda standing right beside of them. Remember we was talking about her arm? See her white arm? Yep. There's somebody, and there's Granda's because she's got a double chin. You see her glasses. And that right there looks like somebody too. It looks like Jose. I swear
What the
it does, because
hell?
he's like
We're not saying
his
it is.
round
We're just
face, and you see his two black eyebrows.
We're not saying it is. We're just
Yeah, you can get any milk picture and everything that we're showing you guys.
Now I do know that one of the pictures, or the main picture going around, is taken from a cell phone. So not only do you have reflection from that person's cell phone, you have reflection from the picture. So it's hard to. I can see things that you're seeing. That it's
Okay, this one is okay. Let's focus on the blue and green. In the blue and green, maybe in the toad or whatever. To me, that looks like a no, not that one. That's the face. To the that looks like a doll's face, or no? Because you
it
see
looks
its
like
little
a face.
face.
It looks like a face, but not a doll to me.
I don't know. To me, it looks like a face too. And again, you can get any milk picture. Like you can go to Google, and I could say the name of it starts with a P, the channel I got these from. Because you're right. Like if someone screenshots, it could be reflections from. But to me, this is any milk picture you can find it. So that's all I know. Okay, the yellow. The yellow is difficult because everybody's like, that's the end of the truck, that's the tote, whatever. But to me, above the gray, okay, go in the yellow and zoom in. Okay. Go up a little bit because you're cutting. I can't see it. I'll go up. Like, no, yeah. No, go down. I mean, in the yellow. Go in the yellow. Okay. Does that not look like a side of a man? It looked to me, because you can see Grandis in the left, but to me that looks like a nose, a gray mustache, and beside it, you see the nose and gray mustache is above the silver, and beside of it is another ear and another man. Because at first I thought it was just one person, but if you look at it, you can see two faces. You see the side of the man's face, you see his gray mustache or beard and his nose. And then beside of him, you see another person because you can see their ear. Can you put your cursor in the yellow, Brooks? Okay, right there. Okay, go up. Right there. See, right there. Right there's one face, and right there's the ear. Right there's another ear. See that ear? And you gotta, yeah, that's one person, and then someone beside of them. That's what it looks like to me. That looks like a doll's face, and that looks like someone else's face. Because you can see their mouth, and it looks like a cell phone is in their hand or something right beside their mouth, like to their mouth, because they're like, there's something. That's definitely a face, though, and a doll's face or somebody's face, something's face.
Let's look at this one that you sent me. Hang on.
Okay. And whenever they went to get the milk, like the timestamp on the milk and the video and the picture will tell a lot, like from Sonic or from the store. And that right there looks like more reflections, like in the red. In the purple, that looks like a little something. Yeah, that looks like, see that? Do you guys see them two noses and a mouth and the gray eyebrows, gray mustache? Kind of looks like Dawn.
I definitely see reflections and a filthy ass window. I just can't figure out who the reflections are.
Okay, go in the purple. And I don't know who the reflections are either, but this is the purple. And go to any milk picture and you can find this. Okay, do you see the little girl standing there? She's got her hand to her mouth. It looks like you see her elbow, you see her shirt and her hair and her face. I mean, it's blurry, but it looks like a person to me.
Now that one I don't see very well. I can see somewhat of a face, but I can't make out a little girl.
Okay, put your cursor up a little bit. You got it on her. Okay, to the okay, go right there. Okay, there's her arm. Looks like an arm. And zoom out and you can see it better because it looks like her arm is up to her mouth or something. And you can see her brown hair and her face. It's blurry, but if you zoom out, you can see what I'm saying. It looks like a little or a person, half of a person, because there's her arm up to her mouth. You can see her arm and her shirt and her hair. I do. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Yep, right there. There.
No, you're just looking at it. We're just like I said, everybody's I mean, now some theories and opinions, I'm sorry, we just cannot entertain. But no, you can't be wrong in this case because there's so much going on.
I just think when this milk pic was taken that there was people around Summer because you can go to any milk picture, find the same thing, and there was definitely people around her when that pic was took. Who are those people? Where was they at? How long was they there? You know what I'm saying? But we can look at another one. See how Candace's mouth is? That one does look like Candace. Okay, see, there's
See, and I don't think anyone's denying people were around Summer that day. The question seems to be how many people were around Summer that day. We know that Candace was with her all day until she got gone, but who else was around her? We don't know.
okay. But just in theory, like I said, I could be wrong, but okay. If Candace was in the reflection and Grandis is behind Summer, then who was taking the picture? Okay, this is a pic from the milk picture, and that to me looks like Grandis because you see her double chin, you see her glasses, you see her hair. And see, even in the colored picture, and that's from the interview of Grandis, in her glasses, you can see reflections. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think that's Grandis though. And I think behind her is a fence because you can see the fence post. Not in this picture, but in the milk picture. If you blacken and whiten it, you can see maybe a fence. But go to another one. Do you think that looks like
I'm looking right now. Hang on. That looks like Candace, the reflection of Candace to me. Um, okay, now I got another one.
okay, this one, let me see. That's the doll face. And that's just the color being brightened. Because again, you can brighten the color or you can black and white the picture and things in it maybe. I don't know. But to me that looks like that doll's face or something. I don't know.
Give me a second. Now, what are we seeing here?
I don't even know. I think I was just with the color, like playing with the color in it to see if I see anything, but I could still see the lady with her fingers. I could still see the red tote, but see, the red tote gets me because I see like the doll in it, or it could be a fence post in the red tote. Like, I can't explain it how it could be both. Maybe it ain't, but maybe it's one or the other. Because in the red tote, it looks like fence post because it's got the doll in it. And then maybe, I don't know. I gotta have a cigarette.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Callie said, I think this is left brain, right brain stuff. Oh, it is, because I'm seeing these reflections and everything, and I'm like, what in the hell am I looking at? What on earth? This is crazy. I'm going to unmute Shannon real quick. We have an echo. That's the reason I'm having to mute people. Did you see any reflections or anything, Shannon? I know we were going through it before the show. I could definitely see reflections.
Yeah, I see reflections, and I also see what may, depending on how dirty the window is and your camera, if you had a flash on, it almost seems like there's a truck behind them and someone's getting into one side, and then you receive reflections of people's faces on the window from the inside of that truck. That's kind of what I'm seeing. I don't know. It is hard because I can look at a piece of like tile and I'll see pictures. I've always done that. So
Well,
I'm trying
gee.
to scoot that out of my way, and I'm trying to really look at it, and as she's describing it, I can see what she's seeing. I can see these faces, and it and if so, it just scares me. Makes my stomach drop.
It is spooky. It's spooky, that's for sure. It's spooky.
Yeah,
Steve said it looks like a red Subaru. The red
that's what.
tote always freaked me out because of the Evelyn Boswell case. You know, Evelyn was
Right.
found in a tote.
Where, okay, I'm not trying to act naive, but isn't there like two different pictures where there's a tote, or is there a tote back there? Or are people thinking that the red vehicle is a tote? Because you could tell the truck bed is black where it's closed up and the red is behind it. Or am I seeing something different?
Oh no. I don't know. Sweet Sativa said definitely a red truck behind them.
That's what I see.
Cindy said, does this have anything to do with Enchanted Life Path? I don't know what that is. Muscles says, yes, me too, Brooks. Yeah, the totes always freaked me out. I'm going to unmute Kindness real quick so she can talk.
Okay.
The tote freaks me out too, and I don't think it's like a psychic or a ghost. I think there was people in the milk pig because the red tote is not in the milk video.
That's what I was
So
asking.
when and where did they? Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know. I just think that there's people in the milk picture, and who are they? Where was they? I think that someone with like good technology can like zoom in and maybe see who, hey, this is this person, or know them. You know what I mean? Because that one reflection looks like Don, and he wasn't even supposed to be there.
Hmm. Yeah, I do want to know where Dawn was all day. I mean, can we place Dawn anywhere near Summer that day except for the morning? Hang on, I'm going to put the milk video up. Would that help?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay, I'm here, Brooks. Go ahead, talk. I don't know what to say.
No, you're
I
fine,
just
huh?
hope that they find Summer, and I don't think that Candace and Dawn will ever talk. I think they're about like that Amber girl, like they'll never tell the truth. The truth is not in them. That Summer was on that hill in that dungeon on that mattress for 5 years, and nobody said or did anything. And Candace and Dawn is still getting away with it. Like, how is it okay that Summer was abused and neglected for 5 years? It's not okay. And now she just disappeared. Even if Candace and Dawn had nothing to do with her disappearance, In my eyes, they should be arrested and charged for crimes against Summer prior to her disappearance, like the dungeon, like the mattress, the neglect, the abuse, the violence, the drugs, on and on and on.
I'm right there with you, kindness. I really am. I think most of us are. Like, it's unbelievable. I think
All right,
Brooks is getting the
yeah, I'm gonna
video
put
up.
the video up. Hang
Okay.
on. All right, this is from the channel Unmasked, and they put this up back in, I think, July. And I slowed it down, so let's see what we see. I mean, we definitely were looking at reflections, okay? Those were definitely reflections. There's no ghosts or anything like that. And again, this is a conversation. We talk about everybody's theories, opinions. I mean, chat's flooded every day with varying things that people say, think about this case. I mean, some people are like, no, the 15th never happened. She went missing on the 14th. So we respect everybody's opinions. So here we go.
Still got her arm up? No. Oh. That's what I was trying to get. Still got her arm up? No. Oh. That's what I was trying to get. Still got her arm up?
All right, Candace's hands have always freaked me out.
Me too.
Whatever day that this came from is beyond odd. Does she still have her arm up? Yet this was supposedly taken on accident.
I still don't. I see a red truck behind them because it almost looks like you see the seat, and then you see, like, when the truck bed's closed, like if it's lined with black, it looks like the truck bed is up, and then you see a little bit of black. You see that black back there, and then you see the red behind it.
Yeah, but see, the red looks like a tote to me.
Like to the right?
I think. Hang on.
Still got her arm up? No. Oh. That's what I was trying to get.
All right, so that's in way slow motion. We lost kind of Sprinkles. Maybe she'll come back up. It looks like a red tote to me. Some people are like, no, it looks like a gas can. Some people think it's another vehicle. I don't know. But I appreciate kind of Sprinkles coming up and going through her theory, the different reflections and stuff like that.
That was creepy in slow-mo, just hearing her talk like that. Because it's like,
that's why I paused it. I was like, put me out.
Yeah. Why are you trying to get her arm up? And I don't buy that she was sleeping like Dawn. I just never bought that.
Well, I mean, like Candace is going to capture Summer sleeping like Dawn. She hates Dawn's ass.
Yeah. And there's no sleeping picture. Out of all the pictures she's taken, you and I have talked about this. I don't see any pictures of her sleeping. Do you? Out of all those pictures?
Well, and I mean, this was supposedly was taken accidentally, but you hear Candace asking about her arm, and that's what I was trying to get. Like she wanted a picture of her with her arm up or something for some reason. I don't know what in the world she's doing.
Yeah, if this was after they dropped Hunter off, it's like, and I know they haven't said, law enforcement has not, or the news has not said that this was the last known video that the water hole was.
Mm-hmm.
But if this was on their way home, it just makes me like ill, because it's like, what happened to her? What did y'all do? And I'm gonna say y'all, out of them two, and maybe even Dawn.
Mm-hmm. I do
But
want to know exactly when this video was taken. I mean, I don't need to hear 8:13 a.m., but what
right,
happened? Because if they say the last video is of the swim hole, then we go back to what we spoke about a couple of months ago or a month ago. I can't remember now. It's like, well, then does the milk even matter? Is that why Hunter was so tripping over his words about the milk? He's like, the milk, the milk, the milk, the milk. What happened?
yeah, yeah. And was this on their way to the hospital? And if so, why does she have that outfit on? Because then you got to look at the outfit. And if Summer changed at the house, did she have this on first and then changed into that little, spaghetti strapped little outfit? Because I don't think she had her bathing suit with her. But I
Doesn't
know
look
there
like a
are
bathing
little,
suit.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't look like a bathing suit. Dawn said that Summer is the one that picked out that outfit. It was supposed to be for school, and a lot of people have confirmed it was cool that morning. So it would make sense to put her in that outfit that morning, then
Right.
change her into something to go swimming.
That's that sounds more plausible to me than the midday heat. I remember how hot it was that day. And you've got no AC on. And that's the other thing. The other little details that we don't need to know about was she's cold, no AC on, windows down. I just, you're giving too much extra information to me. That's not important.
And that freaks me out in this case when they do that.
Mhm.
When they answer questions that haven't been asked, or they delve into all these details, and it's like, that's a lot of details for something nobody asked you.
Exactly. It's like, why? It goes to the flowers. It goes to, I walked her over there. And yeah, okay. I just see her running around that yard. And doing, that's her house. She just gets, if she got out of the car that day when they got home, I just see her popping out, if she was asleep, kind of waking up and jumping out of the car and then just doing summer.
Yeah, but it makes more sense to dress her warm that morning. Muscles and Mascara even explained. She said it was cold. It was not cold, but it was cooler that morning. It
Right.
doesn't look like a bathing suit, because we've talked about it several times. Like, this just looks like, a tank top.
Mhm.
It's really loose.
Like a little summer girl's outfit, something a little girl would wear in the summer.
Because in all of this, it's never said when she changed into that outfit out of her wet clothes. But then it was said that she had to sit on the pillow because she was wet. They didn't want the seats wet. Didn't mention Hunter getting the seats wet, but her.
Right.
But you would have changed her into dry clothes. If she had that outfit back on, you wouldn't have to worry about the seat getting wet.
That's why it's so confusing. Well, let's say hypothetically this was from that morning. It's hard to tell from outside. And she had that first day of school outfit on. Drop Grandis off, go get Hunter, change her into that other outfit. They go swimming. I mean, then there was no talk about changing her clothes then. They didn't get out of the car. They left immediately. So maybe that swimming hole is the last picture we've seen of her.
That's
That would make sense.
according to law enforcement, that's the last known video of her. So the milk video, that's what I'm confused about. And if you're leaving that morning, why do you have milk with you? Why would you?
Yeah.
I understand them dressing her warmer that morning because it was cooler outside. That actually makes sense. But then why would you not change her into dry clothes?
Nope. They had to get, supposedly they had to leave and take off. And
well, according to Candace, they were in a secluded area. She could have changed her back into her clothes. I know she changed at Allie's house supposedly, and everything in this case is supposedly. Everything is supposedly. I mean, really, except
right.
for being missing. Everything is supposedly. So, I mean, according to Candace, because she doesn't want germs around her, they were in a very secluded space. So she could have changed her into dry clothes before going to get Grandis at the hospital.
That's
and I'm
true
joking.
too.
What happened to the pillow? Chris McDonough asked Hunter, "Where's that pillow now?" Did Hunter say, "I don't know. It was still sitting in the truck when I got out, or she was still sitting on it, or it was in the floor, or whatever?" He says, "I haven't been to their house in a year." See, answers like that in this case drive me bonkers. He didn't ask the last time you were at the house.
Right.
Now, where was when you got out of that truck? Where was the pillow?
And he would have been soaking wet more than Summer would have been. You know, because he had on look like regular shorts. I don't know if he just goes around. I mean, he's a boy. I don't know if he just goes around all summer without a shirt on, you know, or a tank top or whatever. But I mean, he would have been soaking wet with those shorts.
And then again, look at how they keep their homes. Look at how they keep their homes. Why would they care about a wet truck seat? They're not sitting in it.
I don't think they did. I really don't. I don't think they cared. I mean, there's candy. That's another thing. If Hunter was sitting over there in this picture, you see candy. I don't know if it's Skittles, M&Ms, whatever it is, are all on the seat. Isn't there even a Mountain Dew bottle? Somebody said, I don't know. I don't remember. But if Hunter was sitting on that, there would be marks all over that car from his wet shorts and that candy. They wouldn't have looked like they just fell on the seat. So I'm starting to rethink that this video was that morning.
Or another day. But for some reason, it was thrown out there like other things to throw us off.
Right.
And I agree with where's Summer 800 TBI find. I don't think Hunter went all the way in like to get his shorts wet, probably his legs. He could have just gotten part of his shorts wet. And as you know, and it's I'm not saying it's blazing hot outside. He could have dried off. I just that answer with me has never set. If you're worried about the seats getting wet, put her back in her dry clothes, which you had with you because you changed her earlier. Unless, like Sweet Sativa said, nobody's wearing pants and a long shirt in summertime in Tennessee. It could have been it was too hot and they left her in the wet clothes.
Yeah, you'd think this wouldn't be that hard to figure out, but geez. Does this video even matter for that day? If it, if in fact it wasn't from that day? Or is it very important because it was from that morning? Because I think we all just assumed it was after Hunter was dropped off. Or did Candace say this?
On the way home. We assume it's on the way home. Lavender Moon says metadata has proved it was taken at 3:09 p.m. So why did law enforcement tell WJHL that the last video is from the swimming hole? And then TBI said she went missing early afternoon. You get my frustration? And I want to answer this real quick to Coffee Shop. Why are you saying an underage's name? Well,
It's
his
already been said.
parents use his name. His
Right.
parents use his name. They don't call him H. His name was used many times in the interview room, even though we just saw the back of his head. He has a public Facebook. I mean, I don't see any. No one's accusing him of anything.
No.
Summer's a minor too.
And I want to say on the interview room, the uncut version, he even says, "No, you can use my name. It's okay." He had to get permission from his mother, and she said it was fine. So that's what I remember. We used to call him H, and some other people used to call him Macbeth, I believe. But he came out with that the interview room and told Allie or told Chris that it's okay to say my name. I had to get permission from my mom, Allie. Does he call her mom or does he just call her Allie or Allison?
I think he was using her first name to keep things clear because he would say
Got
he
you.
calls her
Okay.
Allie, but other people call her Allison and stuff like that. You know,
Gotcha. Yeah.
If his parents say don't say his name, then I'm not going to say his name. But it's been said since July of 2021.
Exactly. I agree with that. And we all did. We all did not call him by his first name for the longest time until she said it was okay.
Well, and like I said, he was sitting right outside of his own home. It wasn't like this was at a hotel somewhere saying his name with his mom and great grandma on there. So they're not trying to hide his identity.
Nope, and I want to say law enforcement even told him if it's okay with your mom, and not just for his name, it was for some other things as well. So, yeah, I don't think that's a big deal at this point because we're not. It'd be different if we were accusing Hunter of something.
We're not though, and it's a moot point. We're almost a year into this.
Yeah, it is moot point. Very moot point.
Thank you, Giggles. How about someone ask Candace why she was with an underage boy? I'll never understand that. The entire relationship crossed boundaries. It just crossed boundaries. It just crossed boundaries. It was creepy. I mean, just like him going through her phone, asking her who she's talking to and things like that. You know, McDonough asked him, you know, does she like you? And he goes, no, she has a husband. We didn't ask her marital status.
Right.
Is she inappropriate with you? It's very suspicious.
I'll agree with that. And that, again, that's not his fault. That is not his fault.
No,
but the adult in this situation, 100%.
All the adults, especially the ones that were supposed to keep Summer safe.
Correct. All of them. Even the ones that, if they saw something and didn't say anything, you know, but want to come out now, that bothers me so bad.
Mm-hmm.
It really
Royal
does.
Blue said, when you get to the meat and potatoes, people will derail the chat getting too close. Oh, I know. We've been doing this almost a year. And it used to be even just talking about the old TBI videos, people would come in having a fit. And I'm like, this is law enforcement talking. This is out of their mouths. We're just breaking it down.
Discussion. We're not out there trying to solve the case or anything. We all have fallen in love with this little girl and we feel bad for her and her brothers because look at what we've seen in 11 months from the parents with our own eyes and our own ears. So I can't even imagine what them babies saw at home. I really can't. I don't want to, but I'm glad the boys are away and safe. And maybe they're seeing what a real family or a real home is supposed to be. And I hope that they're flourishing and doing really well.
I hope so too. All of them, because no child involved in this should have ever been. It's
No,
terrible.
I agree.
All right. Hold on one second. Hi, Andrew. How you doing?
Tired.
You're tired? What's going on, my friend?
Oh, I just wanted to clear up some. No, at this point in the game, it doesn't really matter if he's called Hunter, H, or late for dinner. But no, I don't usually call him by Hunter. I call him by Bully.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, by me saying his name is weird.
So he's got a nickname. So, I mean, like I said, at this point in the game, I just kind of think we're splitting hairs. You know, he shouldn't have been used by Candace. That's just my opinion. You're his dad, so.
I'm not getting started with her. I don't want to be disrespectful on your shit. I'm not getting started with her.
Yeah, you can talk about Candace. It's fine. Just, I mean, if there's things that you're not supposed to talk about because of the case, then, you know.
Oh no, I don't. Listen,
I'm
gonna let everybody know, because I know you got a lot of subs over here that watch your stuff. I like your stuff. I even just subbed to you. So, but no, the way it is that the only reason why I got involved with this whole thing was because of the haterade on my son.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking here with crimes, lines, and lies. Yes, dear. But no, it's because of the haterade of Hunter. So I stood up for him. And then I got tore down. I got stalked. Everything else, I didn't give a shit about any of that. But the thing about it is, there's no gag order as far as I know of. And as for those guys disappearing, I couldn't tell you. I haven't spoke to Hunter in 2 weeks.
Well, the gag order was about the boys that were removed.
Yeah.
For Dawn and Candace. But, yeah. I mean, they still broke that.
But like I said, I don't know if Hunter has one or Allison has one as well. But I don't know. I haven't spoke to either of them, and I haven't spoke to Allison.
Oh, we lost him.
Oh, well,
like you said, it's a moot point.
Right.
You know. Oh, never mind. He's back. Hang on. Go ahead. Sorry, we lost you. I don't know what happened.
I hit the wrong button.
And you're really quiet. Can you speak up just a little bit?
I have pressed charges on Candace. CPS doesn't do shit down there.
Well, what about the police if you've pressed charges?
They won't do anything until the case is either moved to cold or they come to court and solve it. So a missing child is more important than other things at this moment.
That actually makes sense. We got to take care of Summer first and then get to the other. But I do think that it'd be better for them to put some heat on Candace with other things that she has done. Maybe then more things will open up about Summer, but I don't have a badge. I don't get to make those decisions. He has pressed charges. He just said he's pressed charges.
Yep. I did back in the beginning. Almost.
Oh, wow.
What are you doing? Who? You. Talking. Who? I'm talking to Brooke. Huh? Brooke. What? Brooke. What's that? Another YouTuber. So you don't need to be talking to? Exactly. Oh, hush, love. It's just no. Hush.
Another person you don't need to be talking to.
Oh, no, we're getting to the bottom of it.
There's no about it.
Whatever, dear.
Another fucking person you don't need to be talking to.
Whatever, dear. I love you.
Fuck you.
Yep. Sorry. My wife is pissy about the whole situation.
Fucking sick of it.
So am I. But to go and do what some of these creators are doing now is bullshit.
I look like a person that's going to twist what you say.
Well, I don't know anything about them because I have said on this channel for months and months and months and months, he shouldn't have been drug into this.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I went back and watched some of your things just to make sure that, you know, because a lot of creators say that they're not trying to stalk or harass, you know, Hunter or anything, or fucking tear him down or anything. And then they go and they take my shit, and then they go and take my words, and then they twist it into something else and everything, and it's a bunch of shit. That's why the wife's pissed off about it. Is so pissy is because a lot of creators that we thought we could trust to help us, you know, make sure that, listen, Hunter's not the only reason why he's involved is because he was there in the last 24 hours of her being alive, and cops have to look in the last 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of other creators that I've been up and talked to turned around, twisted everything, made it out to be like I'm a bad guy. Allison turned around, made me out to be a bad dude. So did my own brother. But you know what? It's whatever on them. They don't know what I go through on a daily.
Well, I mean, but Summer being missing has nothing to do with you, and her using Hunter has nothing to do with you. The internet does what the internet does.
Yeah, and that's why the wife's so
what
pissed off
happened.
about it. Is because I'm up here. My first channel I created to stand up for my son because he can't do it himself right now. And then I was done with it 7 days after I started with it, but the people that subscribed wanted me to stay, so we did.
Okie Bree says, Andrew, what's your theory on what happened? If you can't say, don't say.
My theory is right at this moment, we're almost a year in. By now that little one is, like I said before, up, done, and dead. As harsh as that sounds.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you think that your son was maybe used as a pawn that day for alibis?
I've been saying that since day one.
Okay, I was just curious.
But in all honesty, I went through, looked at a few things from a month or so back, and all of a sudden Candace, Don, and everybody's got these urn necklaces. Like, where did they come from?
I think a lot of that, though, is things that they do to play with the public. They've done a lot of stuff just to get people talking.
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying there's ways now, we have the technology now to get some type of DNA off that shit. That's why yesterday I was over here saying, yo, you should take it to the right people, have that shit DNA, find out who's really sitting in that.
Well, now let me ask you this. If you can answer it, don't jeopardize anything. So think before you answer. When was the last time you spoke to the police in regards to the charges you pressed?
About a month ago.
Okay.
But I'm still waiting on basically either this to go to cold case or trial.
Trial in regards to your son?
Or no, trial just in general. Like, it doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, but if they have enough evidence to take it to trial to prosecute whoever, then that's a good thing. But if they don't, it's going to get moved to cold case, and I don't think it should.
Well, I mean, all eyes are on them. I think they'd be crazy to sweep it under the rug.
Well,
I mean, their phone's blowing up every day, people calling, whether it's what they see on YouTube or what they think. They know it's not going away. It's been almost a year.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just saying in general is that it doesn't matter how much hype all of us have involved with it or how many times we blow up their shit until they get a definitive beeline on a body or any more evidence of where she could be.
Mm-hmm.
It really is a strong possibility it could go to cold case.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they only from what I hear, they only have so much evidence right now, but not enough to push for trial.
Well, I know the DA mentioned it would have to go to a grand jury, probably. He said a
Yeah.
case like this would have to go to grand jury. All right, so let me ask you this. Did you ever have a conversation with Allie? Again, if you can answer this, answer it. If you can't, don't. Why she let Hunter go with Candace that day? Because obviously there was a lot of problems before.
She would always allow Hunter to go hang out with the boys and Summer, because Summer is the same age as his little sister on my side. So she would always allow them to hang out and whatnot. And that I don't really mind, because he looked at them as his little siblings. So but my thing is that I've seen a lot of disgusting things, and between him and Candace that I didn't like, and I called Allison out on it. Ben calling her out on it, and her, like I said, her and I ain't talking that much anymore, because I straight up called her out on her parenting methods.
Okay.
So
After you guys got back to New York, was there ever another trip down to Tennessee?
there was supposed to be one scheduled for 4 days from now, because as of tomorrow it's my legal visitation.
Is Hunter doing good right now? Is he okay?
Last I know he was good, but like I said, we're not really talking right now, because he decided to puff his chest at me and get stupid out of his mouth. So I said, until you can learn a little bit more respect, bud, don't call me, I'll call you. And that's putting it nice.
He's at that age too, because I got a 14-year-old, so I get it. I can't imagine being that old and being thrown into all this spotlight. I
Sorry,
can't imagine that.
Question.
I just can't imagine being that old and being thrown into the spotlight from this case just because he so happened to be there that day. That's probably been really hard on him.
Oh yeah, I mean, when he got home from boot camp, now that I can legally say it, he's basically, nothing's changed, and it's weird.
Well, what do you mean nothing's changed? I mean, because
His
obviously this is going to
his
cause a
attitude
lot of
hasn't
problems
changed.
for him. I mean, think about the stress he's going under from. He knows something very, very, very bad happened that day.
Yeah, but I'm saying his attitude right now is still the same. He's just doing things, acting out of pocket, doing some dumb shit because he knows there's eyes on him. He's basically showing off, and it's just stupid. And I would call him every day when he first got out and everything, and be like, "Boy, you gotta calm down, man. You gotta relax, chill out. There's a lot of eyes on you right now, and you acting the way you're acting and hanging with your homeboys is going to get your ass in more trouble than what I need to deal with."
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't listen. He's at that age. But peace.
Well, just keep trying and be a positive role model for him. He will grow out of this.
Oh yeah, I hope. But
yeah,
when he's with me, he's a totally different kid.
You have more structure at home and stuff like that. Kids will adapt to it a lot better. I notice, especially in my field, kids, they're not going to tell you I need structure, but they start acting out, but they do need that structure. They really do. And once they fall in line with that structure, they actually start becoming a better acting kid and seeing things a little bit differently and being more respectful and stuff like that, especially at this age and with everything that's happened. My prayers go out to your son for sure.
Thank you. But no, happiness. I mean, peace and happiness asked about the trip we made down there in 2020. Um, listen, I can sit here and lie about it, but I'm not gonna. I mean, I we got all the money up. We got a Penske truck, a van, a couple of other extra drivers, and we were gonna go down there because the schooling is better for my now 9-year-old, and my stepdaughter. And we were gonna move down there. I would have been closer to Hunter. He would have been able to hang out with his sisters and whatnot, and it would have been all good. You know what I mean? But it fell through because yes, that weekend the races were in town, and everywhere was full up. Every hotel was full up, and we didn't really know anybody outside of Allison, so we chose to come back up here where we had family and whatnot, and we were good. And
You mean the race is NASCAR at Bristol?
yeah,
See, I thought that was called off because of COVID, but you're saying they were having the race, so that was in
they
what?
still had the race. I looked it up several times.
So this wasn't back in the spring like Jose was saying.
No.
When were you guys there?
It was September.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it was in September because they just started relaxing. September 18th. They were just relaxing on the traveling. But also when we got back up here, we had to quarantine for 14 days because Tennessee is what they called a no travel for New York.
Mm-hmm.
So because New York had a lot of states on do not travel, and we did anyway. And that's how Hunter got the cat that after we left, he gave to Summer.
Okay, so Hunter did give the cat to Summer. All right.
Yes. And then we came up here. We had a bit of a rough spot for a little while. And then we wound up getting our place where we are now, and we've been here ever since. We've been here for, what, a year and like 3 months?
More than that.
Well, yeah, about a year and 6 months.
A year and a half.
Yeah, a year and a half.
Okay.
We couldn't wait. We could not wait for that long because we had 3 cats. Was it 3 cats and a dog? We had Callie too, right?
Oh, yeah?
We had 3 cats, a Chihuahua, my 2 kids.
We had 6 kids with us.
We had 6 kids in total, and we couldn't sleep in the van or the U-Haul, not the U-Haul, the Penske truck, because they had to be returned. And given the fact there is the extra days that we had the vehicles, we had to, when we got back up to return them, we had to pay for those extra days. And my brother
decided to stay, but he decided to stay.
Yeah, but you see, here's the thing though. He wasn't even supposed to go. He knew we were leaving, and that was it. And then he was supposed to find somewhere else to go up here. And then the day that we packed the Penske truck to go, he decided he was just going to hop in and go. Because he wasn't even supposed to go down with us.
Were you surprised when he's like, I'm going to go with you to Tennessee?
It wasn't really my call. It was my brother's call.
I got you.
Because my brother's the one that decided he was going to go and pay for the trip because he used his 401k and he really wanted to go. So he paid for the whole thing, and I just said, bro, I just told him straight up, one of these days I want to travel down there to just visit for a weekend or something to see Hunter. And he's like, well, why don't we move down there? So we spent
months looking for a house.
Months.
Get fucked out of it.
And months looking. We spent from the week before COVID hit in the U.S. The week before that, we spent that whole time all the way up until we left, until about a week before we left to look for a house. And no, it was not the Wells home. And if Judy Sue says she used to live up here in New York, listen, I don't even know who she is. So
Now say that again. You cut out a little bit.
I said, if Judy, it's said it wasn't a U-Haul, it was a Penske truck. No, I said for months we sat there looking for a home. When we finally got one, we went down.
Hey, Brooks.
And then what?
What's up, Shannon?
Okay, you can speak in your.
Yeah, but no,
Because
and
we
then
lost them.
Excuse me.
we got down there. We were looking for hotels everywhere. Listen, even NASCAR itself made a definitive statement about how bad that even the lowest, even 1-star hotels jack their prices up. We only had enough to basically get electric turned on and food for that whole month. For the rest of that month, that's all we had left on us. We could not afford anything extra as a hotel or anything, because we spent most of our money trying to get down there and then when we got back up here, we had to spend more money to pay for the extra days for the Penske truck and the van.
Okay. Okay, so you guys go back. Jose
It doesn't
stays.
even matter what happened down there. We weren't there when Summer went missing.
Yeah, we weren't there when Summer went missing. And as for Jose, I don't believe half the shit he says anyway.
Yeah, I don't think anybody thinks you guys were down there, but I mean,
oh yeah, when we found out that Summer went missing, and when I got the
when
call,
did you find out about Summer, and who told you?
Hunter called me. Hunter called me and said, Dad, go turn on the. Hunter called me and said, Dad, something happened. I'm like, what's going on? He goes, here, talk to Mom. And then Allie turned around and said, listen, here's go to YouTube, type in, our news down here and watch the latest. I said, okay. And I did. And I go, wasn't that, and then I said to Allison, wasn't that little girl that was at, the storage unit when we come down there? She goes, yeah. I go, what the hell happened? She goes, she went missing. I'm like, holy shit. And then I stayed up on it, watching it, and then a lot of people started, being very disrespectful towards my son, and it basically took over my life the first 2.5 months that she went missing. And then I just stopped. I stepped out of it. I couldn't do it much more. A lot of people were saying a lot of bad things. That's because at the time, hang on, I'm answering kindness. At the time, I was told he was out of state. I mean, out of the country, because that's what I believed, because that was his end game. He told everyone the last time we spoke that he had a job in Alaska, and then after that, he was going to the Philippines to be with his girlfriend. So that's what we all believe. And then
you only know what you're told. I think the most important thing is what was seen the day of June 15th in regards to Summer Wells, who's missing, and also the charges that you have pressed.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I found out,
hopefully something gets going with that as soon as possible.
Well, like I said, I can't do much more than what I have done, and I called GPS on Allison. I called GPS on Candace. I've pushed it. I turned around, said something to the FBI themselves about what I believe is going on between the boy and Candace. I turned around and said something to them about the way Allison is towards my son, because there's a lot of things underlining that nobody needs to know about. That's personal business. But yeah, there's a lot of negative shit going on, and yeah, I probably won't be speaking to Allison for another week and a half because that's how it goes every time it comes to my time to go get the boy. But last year, if I wouldn't have said, or if I wouldn't had sat there and was like, cool, you got a job, I'm not gonna come get you, I don't think Hunter would have been involved.
Oh, we've already been here.
He was used that day.
Yeah, but I'm saying
In my
Hunter would,
opinion. In my opinion.
oh yes, I agree. He was definitely used. But like I
Now,
said,
let's look at some dates roughly. I
All
don't
right.
need the exact date. When did you press charges against Candace?
what was it, like just the end of June I started calling down there?
Okay, so this was early on. This isn't like something that happened in the last couple of months.
This was just when the comments between Hunter and Candace came to light. On Hunter's Facebook. I'm trying to think of when that popped.
I remember late June, early July.
Yeah. That's just when they started coming across YouTube and everything. I
Yeah,
go
and that
down
was
and get
it. I didn't put them on my channel. And
no,
then when
no.
did you call CPS about Allie? And then when did you call them about Candace?
Same day. Like literally it hit YouTube and then it came to my, and then like the day after it hit, those messages hit YouTube, it got sent to my phone. And then I turned around and I looked up the number and I called down there and I reported them both. No, I bet, listen, the thing about it is I was in Hunter's life up until the age of 7 when Allison illegally took him out of state without judge or my permission. It took me till 2018 to find them. And then when I did, I turned her in for, what is it? Oh, it wound up parental kidnapping, but it was some violation of visitation. And then when the judge found out that she was took him illegally out of state, he turned it to parental kidnapping. But by the end of that case, my only words was no child should be without their mother.
Mm-hmm.
So I have joint custody of Hunter, and I have every summer from every Tennessee school summer, which that starts tomorrow. And I have until that first Sunday after Tennessee school lets out to have them in my house.
What are you going to do this summer? What are you guys going to do?
Right at this moment in time, there's not much I can do. I don't have that type of fundage. Usually it doesn't cost me a lot because I have my mother's wife take me down. It only cost me about $300 to go down there with my mother's wife. But given that she is getting shots in her eyes for something, I can't remember exactly what it is. She can't drive very well that far, especially at night right now. So I have a job, just saying. I work 4 days a week, 4 days a month. I am a roofer on the weekends, and I bring home anywhere from $200 to $300 a day. But I also have a home I pay for, other children I pay for, and everything I use and what you see behind me. I pay for everything. And my wife also does too. We go halves on bills. I mean,
you
it's
couldn't
it's
get my ass
difficult.
on a roof. Forget it. There's no way I'd be on a roof.
Listen, I gotta tell you, it's hard. $800 in rent alone is a pain in the ass. but we make do. We do our best with what we can do. I pay my child support. I have to. It's legally obligated. I got no choice. I have to pay child support. Because if I didn't pay child support, I wouldn't be able to stand here and talk to y'all. Well, sit here. But my child support's paid. And we, like, listen, my kids really don't do, my kids really don't do camping well. But no. And to be all honest, I had my channel got taken down because one of my mods reported something on my channel. Don't remember what it was, and YouTube thought that they were reporting me, and my other channel got struck down.
Oh, I didn't know you lost your channel because a
Oh,
mod
yeah.
reported you. What was YouTube?
No, a mod reported a spam, an adult spammer, and YouTube took it the wrong way, took it as they were reporting me, and my channel wound up getting took down. I work 4 days a week. 4 days a month, every weekend.
And obviously, you don't live in the same state as your son.
No, and it's
so
hard.
You have to go get him.
No, it's hard for me to go out there and just be able to walk down around a corner and snag them.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. I have to literally drive almost 24 hours straight down and back just to get them. And nothing's ever cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Gas prices right now.
I have to say, and do listening to you in this setting gets so much further than, well, I don't try to come, I was very heated, very pissy about a lot of things, and I let the drama and everything take over what's going on in my life. And I stepped back. When I lost that channel, I took it as, all right, cool. I ain't got to stress it. I'll start a new one. I'll be chill. I ain't got to deal with none of the bullshit because not a lot of people are going to be, bullshit about it. But yeah, my child support for Hunter is $25. Yes, it is. But my daughter that I live with, hers is $75. So anyway, look at it. I still got to come up with a larger.
$50 a month for Taylor. Shut up.
Altogether a month, it's $75.
No, for Taylor it's 55.
Oh.
50.
Well, then my paperwork's messed up.
Plus they're taking 25 extra. Because it's 50 a month.
Yeah. Yes, but you see, here's the thing about that though. I don't have that timing. Because you know what? Why the pandas? I'm going to answer this one last time. Okay, guys? One last time. 1961, the World Wildlife Foundation opened its doors with a panda bear symbol. That's what I grew up on. That's what I grew up with, that symbol meaning. Is the World Wildlife Foundation. That's why I started liking pandas, because of that foundation. Not because of any of this negative bullshit that also has to do with the thing. No. Never. I'm a 90s guy. I'm a 90s kid. I grew up on old shit. I don't care what they mean now. I care what they mean from what I grew up. $50, yeah, well, $25 don't even buy you one meal anymore.
Hi, Justice for All. I just saw you pop in. So, all right, let me ask you this.
Well, no.
You're saying that they're not going to do anything. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You're saying they're not going to do anything about the charges you pressed right now?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
Right now, as it stands, the charges, we're still waiting to find out what's going on with the bigger picture, which is, the summer.
Okay.
all the smaller things right now, unless it's immediate, like, I don't know, a DWI, then that there will be taken care of right then and there. But I'm saying, as for the CPS calls and the shit from me as Hunter's father, it's sitting on the back burner because the bigger picture is Summer.
And that
given how
and that
much,
is, but I mean, what happened to your son is also important.
oh
It's
yeah,
just
because
frustrating that, they won't do something with Candace now to maybe further along Summer's case. I
my
mean,
point exactly.
Dawn's in jail for a violation of probation. Doesn't
Yep.
seem like the end of the world to me. It
No.
seems more pressing what she did to Hunter.
Oh yeah. Yeah. My response is no. See, me, the pandas stand for multiple things for me. No racism, because it's a black and white bear. World Wildlife Foundation, because that is something good. My shit stands for the same shit. And yeah, I did, sweet saliva. How would you know? Police aren't supposed to, police cannot discuss any types of cases. Because that's illegal on them. I know, my sound is shit. I am so sorry. I'm not running out of money. I make anywhere from $8 to fucking $1,200 a fucking month. I'm not running out of money.
Okay, well, this isn't about you, and no offense, in your job and everything. This is about what happened to Summer Wells and
Yup.
sadly your son too.
Yeah. Right at this moment, as far as I said,
That's the topic at hand.
like I said, I think that they should really get somebody who's really good at, what's the word I'm looking for? That specializes in extracting DNA from anything and everything, and really check those necklaces that appeared a month and a half ago out of nowhere. Because Candace did state that Summer will always be close to her heart, and then all of a sudden she has a urn necklace around her neck. It's a little weird.
Mm-hmm. But they do that. I'm not saying it's not right. I'm not saying it's not true. It's just they have done so many things in the last almost 11 and a half months. We're getting close to June.
Yup.
To throw people off.
Oh yeah. And it's just frustrating because I know that vigil's coming up, and my biggest worry right now is how many are going to take advantage of that and go stalk the boy.
I would get a hold of his mother and say, during the vigil, you guys need to be at a hotel in another town.
I hate to say it, but all hotels in Tennessee and close to and surrounding the Tennessee border are all taken.
Oh, well, you know what? It's a drive. It's a drive. So I mean, there's a room somewhere in
There's
Tennessee.
a room somewhere out of out in the boonies that nobody's found. So that I do know.
Well, I mean, that would be my suggestion, that they go stay with a friend. People know the house. Sadly, they do.
Oh yeah.
They need to go somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
For a few days. But I mean, I just don't think that every hotel is booked up in Tennessee.
No, from what I was told anyway, because one of my friends was looking for a hotel to go down there for the vigil, and they couldn't find anything outside. They couldn't find anything close to Tennessee border or in Tennessee. But that might have changed now, so I'm not sure.
Well,
No,
if you email me, I think I can find them a room and you can pass the information along.
Oh, definitely. But that's if Allison even goes for it. She's stuck on that. I think I'm gangster because I'm from upstate New York. If you want my honest opinion.
Well, that has nothing to do with
No,
them
because
not being
it's not.
bothered during the vigil. Are they going to go to the vigil?
I don't know. I don't know what she's doing. Like I said, she hasn't talked to me in a week. I think I might have pissed in her soup.
Okay.
All because I told her I was working on a way to come down and get them.
Well, I mean, it's your visitation time.
Yeah, but she don't care. I have to fight with her all the damn time.
Crime Watch said the Red Roof Inn, $64, June 14th and 15th. Plus, there's a lot of others available.
That is cool. I will pass that along. If she decides to go for it, it's a different story. That one's clogged. Gross. Not at all. Cigarette. But no. As far as gag orders for Allison and Hunter, I do not know. If you're not married, you have no rights to any child that is yours. It's all must go. Yes, I have. Where's Summer 1-800-TBI fine? I have joint custody of Hunter. And as far as the police and CPS is telling me Hunter is free to leave the state to come to his visitation. It's just a matter of fighting with Allison every time because I don't know why. So don't get me wrong, guys. I know he needs to get the hell out of there before the vigil. I know, and I'm doing my best. It's just she won't allow him to get on a bus to come to me, and I don't at this second able to have the funds to go down and get him. But
have you thought about bringing him to you to live with you so he can get away from all of this altogether?
No. He can't legally live with me unless I go through courts down there. And that's just one hell of a process. But as of 12:01 tonight, he is legally supposed in my custody. I have a copy of the court order somewhere. I just don't know where.
Oh, it's okay. We don't need to see it.
But no, his school gets out the 25th, and I legally have custody of him from then on until August 1, because that's a week before he goes back to school.
Okay.
So,
and in the meantime, I mean, I know you said it's been a month. I mean, would it hurt to contact Hawkins County and say, listen, I know you've got other things on your desk, but is there something you can do about the charges I pressed against Candace Wells?
I mean, I can try, yes. I mean, last time I tried to get a hold of Lawson, actually. I got his voicemail and never got a call back.
Well, what about the DA? The DA is actually the one that has to go forward with it.
I don't have their number, actually. I have the FBI's number. I have the Sheriff's Department's number. I have Kingsport Police Station number. I have their CPS number. I have the main headquarters in Nashville's CPS number. I have more police numbers in my phone than I ever wanted in my life.
You mentioned the FBI. Did you speak to them face to face, or was this over the phone?
I spoke to them over the phone about...
Did they call you? Or did you call them?
I called them because my worry was when Hunter got home, shit was going to go nuts. And I wasn't wrong.
Okay.
And I asked them, I said, listen, my son is part of the Summer Wells case. He is 16 years old. there's a lot of people out there that are, you know, threatening, being very awful towards him. I want to know what you're going to do to protect my son when he gets home. And they said, well, we really don't know. If anything happens, just give us a call and we'll handle it right then and there. I'm like, are you shitting me? It's like, why wait? Shouldn't there be a protection plan for the minor that is involved with this case?
Mhm.
And they didn't have one, and that seemed kind of off to me. But yet again, I don't really know how the FBI, TBI, LE, I don't know how any of them work. Only what I see on TV, and you can only believe half of that garbage. So I don't really know. I did the best I could. And right now, as it stands, the best I can do is just wait.
I'm just saying, me as a parent, I'm too impatient to wait. I can't wait for anything. I mean, I would be making those calls and reaching out. Were the charges filed in Kingsport or in Hawkins County?
It was Sullivan County, which is Kingsport. Yeah, Kingsport's in Sullivan County, and I called their CPS, and they gave me a tracking number that's in my old computer that I don't have anymore.
Okay, but I mean, CPS, they're not law enforcement. I mean, I get that you're calling
Oh
them.
no, they're not. I called, like I said, I called everywhere to find out what they were going to do about anything like the smoking, the drinking, any of that. Because I know up here, the parents get a hefty fine and go to jail. I'm not sure what they do down there. In all honesty, I really don't know what they do down there when it comes to smoking, vapes, drinking, shit like that. But up here, the parents get a good fine and then they get put in jail for like 60 days or some shit.
Right.
And then they have to deal with CPS for like 6-7 months. And yeah, it's a whole shit show.
Well, I mean, I just think I don't understand why the charges were filed in Sullivan County when the crime.
Because that's where he resides.
So what crime are you referring to? The twisted tea and the vapes?
The twisted tea, the vapes, him smoking his mother, him getting cigarettes off his mother, you know, all the fun stuff.
Okay.
Oh, wait, let's not forget about her allowing underage sex in the house. Oops, I wasn't supposed to say that aloud. My bad. I really wasn't supposed to say that out loud. Whoops.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Oh, yeah. And the best I can do is by phone right now. And it's not easy for law enforcement to know who they're talking to or for me to prove who I am through phone calls. All they get is a phone number with a name from a different state. There's no, you know how many Andrew Hiltses are in New York? There's like 3 of us. I mean, there's no guarantee they know exactly who I am. And given that Allison didn't fulfill her legal obligation, which was to turn in the court orders to Tennessee, they really don't have any clue of anything up until I personally turned it in.
I would just recommend a follow-up as often as you can.
Oh yeah, I do. I give it a call. I call them.
The squeaky wheel gets the oil, you know?
Oh yeah.
Eventually they have to answer you. Reach out to WJHL. Tell them who you are. I mean, you're not shy about talking to people or coming on camera.
Oh no, I'm not
And
shy
tell
about
them
it.
I'm having a hard time getting the police to do anything about a crime I reported against a minor.
Oh yeah. And the thing about it is that now that Hunter was in boot camp and that their CPS and everybody has copies of all of the court orders, she really can't legally get away with keeping him away from him. Why was my friend going? My friend is which friend? I only it was me, my wife, our kids, my brother Jeffy, his old lady, her kids, and 2 drivers, and Jose basically said, I'm going. That's all that happened that day, other than a long ass miserable drive. Sorry, I was reading some comments.
Oh, that's okay. But I think that's really the best way to get things moving is
Oh,
to contact the authorities. Kathy has an idea. Your local PD could help, at least guide.
Well, no, I've already called my local PD, and they said it's out of their jurisdiction because Tennessee has different laws than we do. So,
Well, crimes against minors are the same in every state. It just depends on how aggressive they want to be. And I think if you get a hold of WJHL, if you continue to call the police station or the sheriff's office, because that sheriff in Sullivan County, he was over the Evelyn Boswell case. That dude doesn't mess around. And just say, because they're not in charge of Summer's disappearance. That's in Hawkins County. If those charges were filed in Sullivan County, there would be no reason for them not to press forward with Candace. They are not investigating Summer's disappearance. I mean, I understand that's what you told me. You're like, no, because they got to take care of Summer first. But that's in Hawkins County. I didn't realize you had filed the charges in Sullivan. That's a totally different county. If you keep calling them, then they're going to have to do something.
Oh yeah, especially towards Allison, because she's allowing this to proceed with the smoking of the vapes and the cigarettes, knowing he's underage. No, I don't know Judy or her children.
But I mean, are we really? I mean, what's the main focus? Obviously, is Summer. Okay, not downplaying your son at all. But on top of that, a crime was committed against him. So what I'm saying is, if you continue to call Sullivan County and say, listen, when is something going to be done about my son? He was given alcohol on June 15th, the day Summer Wells went missing. Because like you said, that where they were was in Sullivan County.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually have to make that call.
Because Hawkins County is looking for Summer and the TBI, of course. Sullivan County isn't waiting on any results for Summer.
Perfect. Now that I know that one, I can handle that where it's supposed to be.
Well, I misunderstood before when you said that they told you that it's all going to be grouped together. It's got to be a cold case or go to trial. I thought you filed the charges in Hawkins County. Now that you're saying they were filed in Sullivan, then that's totally different. That's a totally different county.
Oh yeah, like I said, I don't really pay attention on the county lines down there. So I actually honestly thought they were all part of the same place.
No. So I'm really confused as to why they would even tell you that.
Same here now.
Call Sullivan County and be like, you can't be investigating Summer Wells' case because Rogersville is in Hawkins County. What happened to my son is in Sullivan.
Right. But yeah, I'll definitely have to correct that. Sweet. I don't think it's creepy that 7 kids went on a trip. It's not. I mean, it's not unheard of. I've seen plenty of people go take large groups of kids on trips. The schools do it all the damn time. I'm just saying, they were my nephews and my niece and my own 2 kids. I don't see where the problem is with that. And no, my brother doesn't live with me. But I've seen another one. Hang on a minute. I don't think, no, by legal law, Hunter cannot get married without both his parents' consent. Allison does not have sole custody of Hunter, so thus for, he cannot have permission to marry until he is 18 years of age. And as for Kenny Knockers, I think that's how you say his name. Yes, Hunter has stated numerous times he wants to live with me. Numerous.
Okay, Sun Beach said, you don't get to pick and choose laws, people. Candace broke the law, period. Yeah,
Yep.
that's why I really want to focus on Sullivan County, because Andrew said that's where he filed the charges.
Yeah.
They need to move forward with that. Do something with Candace. Hell, then, I mean, if Hawkins County wants to go over while she's sitting in jail, they can talk to her there. It's probably just going to be a misdemeanor. Somebody will bail her out.
Sun Beach also posted that Allison is the one that has to make all the calls, because by technicality, she is his primary guardian throughout most of the year. And that is where he is residing, is with her all but 2 months out of the year. And a protection order, I am not sure of. Like I said, Allison's been keeping a lot of dirty secrets without telling me a lot of things when she's supposed to, like his school records, dental, doctors. Even when he's getting in trouble, I'm supposed to know about all this. I had to do this through the phone, and I had to state my problems through a phone. And I told Allison to go down to the police station many a times to state what's going on, and she doesn't. Just like I asked Allison numerous times to stay off of YouTube unless it's over on my channel, and she doesn't.
Okay, and another question is, why is she not more aggressive with the accusations that have been made about what happened to her son? She's right there. Why doesn't she press Sullivan County or Hawkins County? Because what we heard happened at the house, according to Jose, is definitely a crime. And what happened in Sullivan County, him with the twisted tea, the vapes, I don't know. I don't know the law there. But the alcohol for a minor is definitely a crime. You've got 2 counties that charges could be pressed in, or the state can pick them up. I'd be calling every day.
Oh, yeah. But you see, the thing about it is, I think Allison does not give a shit, in all honesty. Because if you look at the past records of Allison, I mean, listen, my record ain't exactly pretty. I'll be the first to tell you, my record ain't pretty at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be the first one to tell you, from experience of the bad shit, listen, Allison ain't no cherry picker either. Her kids ran away from her. Her oldest did it numerous times. Hunter's done it numerous times. It's like, obviously there's something going on that ain't right, and you're not doing anything. And I'm not buying it. Listen, but I've been in and out of that courtroom since 2018, trying to make sure that I can get that boy. And every time I try to do something right, it always gets slid under the table. It's not because of my criminal history. It's not because of none of that. It's because somebody's got, to say something about something. So the next time I file for court to get Hunter, I'd have to literally go all the way down to Tennessee to file. Unless I can find a way to have
online. You can't do it online.
I looked, and they don't have it that I've seen. But like I said, I can call them. I can call their courtroom down there, their family court.
Mhm.
I think it's something else called. I think they call it something else
Well,
down there.
send me an email and I'll help you. I'll help you get this done because it's going to help your son and it's going to help Summer.
Well, he's also stated
And I mean,
numerous
and
times
what
that
we're
he-
talking, and really, I mean, Summer Wells is missing.
Yeah,
She is a
And-
tiny little 5-year-old girl. And the people in her life failed her miserably, one way or another. Let me count the ways. Your son was drug into it. And as a society and as adults, if we don't protect our children, we're doomed.
you're right.
So
hang
if
on.
you need numbers and you need help or anything like that, I'm more than willing to get this ball rolling.
Oh, thank you. I really do appreciate that. I'm sorry. I was looking at kindness. That's the first I'm hearing about Allison whisper anything to Hunter on the interview room thing. I might have to go back and watch that again. Allison ain't doing anything besides lining her pockets with other people's money, and she quit her job, bro. Come on. Like, let's not go. Well, listen, there's more things behind the scenes than what she portrays. And call what in? Oh, kindness wants to call in. I was confused. I do paperwork, and yes, I keep files, but I've put my files up somewhere just so my cats and my kid wouldn't destroy them, and I can't remember where I put them. If Allison was Candace, would be charged and in jail if she got off her ass and did something. Yeah, you're right. I mean, in all honesty, I showed my ass since January, but I still stayed up there protecting my kid. No matter how many times people don't like what I have to say, don't like me at all. Listen, I don't care, man. My biggest thing is I gave you all something else to talk about other than my son.
Well, we don't do drama here. We just don't. We're talking about Summer Wells is missing. Your son is a victim too.
Yeah.
So going forward, what's the best way to remedy at least one situation, which would be to stay in contact with Sullivan County until they do something about the events of June 12th concerning your son. I think that's a good route to go.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Do you have an ink pen where you can write down my email address?
Somewhere.
All right.
Give me a minute. Wait, where's my phone? That's so much easier. Oh, Miss Holly, I am so sorry. I'm not live anymore. Compose. All right, what's your email?
C as in Charlie.
Sorry, hang on. What was that?
C as in Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
L.
Mm-hmm.
7/20/20 at gmail.com.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, the initials of the
And
channel,
I sent you one.
7/20/20 at gmail.com. And I know other people too that will help get you going in the right direction to get law enforcement to do something with Candace regarding giving alcohol to a minor on June 15th. Now, the other is That would have to be addressed in Hawkins County.
Oh, yeah. Big T Mama, yes, there's been light up here in New York on her neglect since 2018, in all honesty. Actually, legitly. Because I have court paperwork somewhere, like I said, of me taking her to court every damn summer. Up until... No, I took her to court last year, too. It was over the phone, but I took her to court last year, too. Up until this year, every summer, I have taken her to court to try
But
to
how
get...
did you do that? Did you file online, or do you have an attorney in Tennessee?
No, given the fact there is that the initial court proceedings for Hunter was here in New York, I could just go down to my local office, my local court office, and file here.
Okay. Oh, okay.
That's
You can
how
file in New York
her.
for proceedings in Tennessee?
Yep. Up until last year when they decided to move it to Tennessee because, I don't know, they just decided to move it down to Tennessee.
She was supposed to submit it to Tennessee.
Yeah, she was supposed to submit everything to Tennessee, and she didn't. And no, I'm not seeking attention, thanks. I get plenty from my animals, my kids, and my wife. I'm just up here trying to clear up some things, trying to find this.
Well, again,
kid.
this isn't about you and your situation. It's about what happened to your son and what happened to Summer.
Yeah.
And I think if you get that ball rolling and get justice going for Hunter, more
Somebody
things will fall
somewhere.
into place
Listen, I think
with Candace.
I think in all honesty, if we could get something going to where Hunter is safe, sound, and the people that are supporting him smoking, drinking, and vaping are brought to justice on that, then somewhere somebody's going to slip up, whether it be him or anybody else involved in this case, will slip up and get what we need found out about where Summer is. And no, yes, I did do a GoFundMe, but it was for something for my mother.
Okay, and that has nothing to do with Hunter.
This isn't about me. This is about trying to help.
But if you
Hunter,
if you press on with the charges in Sullivan County, that's going to put pressure on Candace.
Definitely.
Get justice for Hunter, and hopefully something will break open in Summer's case.
Yeah, because if you start from where, because a lot of people are right now are pointing a lot of fingers at what Hunter's doing because he was out of the picture for X amount of months. Well, the reason why he was out of the picture for X amount of months is because he didn't go to school and his mother didn't push it, so that violated his probation he was on for not going to school, so they sent him to boot camp.
And do you know where that was at?
Yes, dear. So now that he's back in the picture, everybody's trying to figure out what the hell he's doing.
Not me.
No, I'm not saying you. I mean others.
No, not me. I think he should go on and live his life and not be involved in any of this. Just answer questions to the TBI, Hawkins County, Sullivan County, whatever he needs to answer. And he needs the support of strong parents to give him the courage to tell the truth for himself and for Summer.
Definitely. But give me 1 minute. I'm going to go get me and my wife a quick cup of coffee. Ooh, I'm just going in the other room. Give me 1 minute, please.
Okay.
You said not long an hour ago. Yeah, it has. Yeah, it fucking has.
Okay. Alicia said it's a misdemeanor. It is a misdemeanor to buy alcohol for a kid. It is. But the other isn't. And I say the other because I don't want to say it out loud.
So you might want to get the fuck off of that.
Hey, Shannon, did you reconnect? Because you were like back and forth backstage.
Yeah, I don't know why he hopped on and it just kept kicking me off. So, but I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay. Well, what Hunter needs is supportive people around him. He's a kid, and
But my thing is, if he called, did they give him a case number? You know?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you, honestly.
Yeah, gotcha.
Uh-oh, robot, Shannon.
Ugh. Am I okay?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
But I mean, I'd be calling Sullivan County every day going, look, I don't care if it's a misdemeanor or not. Get on her and the other in Hawkins County. Investigate that, because that's jail time. No way. And if Allie won't do it, then
he can. Somebody, I mean, he knows that's his son.
mm-hmm. Yep. And justice for all. Yep. I feel terrible for these children. I do.
I do too.
Hey, you guys, we have some new names in here. Hit the sub button and hit the remind. Real quick, while we're waiting on Andrew to get his coffee, I have a live scheduled for tomorrow about Josh Duggar and his sentencing, or the sentence that's coming out. I scheduled it for 9:45 a.m. I don't know. I heard that the sentencing was at 9 a.m. Then I heard 1 o'clock. So when we get the sentence, I'll go live.
Yeah.
Brooks,
What's up?
through I was like, what?
You're a robot again, Shannon.
Oh my God. Not today.
Michelle is exactly right. Hang on. He definitely needs to speak to Sheriff Cassidy. Sheriff Cassidy, I tell you what, he was a savage when Evelyn Boswell went missing. Now, we didn't understand at first because it took so long for charges to be placed on Maggie, but he called her out left and right. That's who he needs to get a hold of.
Great idea.
But no, I'm gonna let you go. I have to get ready to go get my kid from school. Actually, I didn't know what time it was.
No problem. Read back my email address to me real quick. I want to make sure you have it.
Oh, I actually emailed you. If you check, I left my phone in the other room. I actually sent, as you were giving me your email, I was actually typing it in and I sent you one.
Okay, let me look real quick.
Yep.
Because sometimes I don't get all my messages.
Yes, my old lady does listen. My old lady is very protective of us, of our family, and there's nothing wrong with her getting irritated about things, and there's nothing wrong with her speaking out about things that she doesn't like. I mean, that's just how we are. She's very, very overprotective of our family, especially given that we still, because of some of this YouTube, because of the YouTube channel I did have, we wound up with a stalker or two, and she's very, very, way overprotective now. And I don't blame her. And I do my best to protect Hunter from afar.
All right.
And I've
got your email. You did email me right away, and I'll get you those phone numbers and see what happens from there.
All right. Thank you.
You have a good day. Thanks for coming up.
Not a problem. You have a nice day.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to start shutting this down. That was a lot of information to take in. Hopefully, Andrew does continue calling Sullivan County, gets a word into the sheriff one way or another. And I'm going to answer his email. I'm going to give him phone numbers and everything, and we'll see what happens from there. Because in all honesty, the squeaky wheel gets the oil, and pressure on Candace could be pressure on Summer's case and open that up more, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
That's all we know.
I agree. Yes.
But, you know,
Wow. Kind of in shock.
Justice for All said, bless you. Well, if he calls, he calls.
I love him.
Really,
What are you gonna do?
That's what I would do. I would keep calling. I would want an answer. Like, why are you doing nothing about this? Even if it's just a misdemeanor. Why?
Yeah, if that was my kid, I'd be on it the moment I found out. It wouldn't even gotten that far, but that's me.
He said that he did all this back in June, but now more things have come out. So, and you know, some people just don't know what to do, you know? So
yeah, how to navigate through all this.
I'm going to answer his email and go from there and see, you know, what's in the cards. I don't know. Either way,
hopefully.
I mean, something's got to be done about what has happened to Hunter, and pressure on Candace certainly can't hurt Summer's case, you know?
I mean, I agree. And I mean, we've all thought that was wrong. Sorry. Hold on a second. We all thought that was wrong from day one anyways, and at least they can investigate and get that ball rolling.
Yeah.
You know? I asked him, my thing is, wherever Hunter's at, I hope he's doing okay, because if I was 15 and put in this spotlight, I don't know how I could handle all this. I know I couldn't. That'd be a lot.
No. And if my child was going through this, I would be extremely upset. And I mean, I'm not going to say like I'd be banging down the doors of the police station or whatever, but there would be things in place to get things in motion. And,
oh, yeah.
I'm going to answer his email and give him the phone numbers and stuff like that. All the personal stuff they have going on has nothing to do with anything, really. Nothing to do with me. I mean, I understand he was trying to give extra detail and everything, and that's okay. But get something in the works for Hunter, so there's justice for him, because he's a victim of Candace's. And hopefully there's enough pressure put on Candace that more comes out about Summer. Sarah, even just reporting it will get a social worker involved. Yeah, right. No, you're right. All right, Shan, let's start winding this down. I already explained to everybody. We have a bunch of new people in here. hit the sub button, hit the bell, get reminded. I don't know tomorrow what time the live is going to be. Normally, I'm live at 9 a.m. every morning, except for yesterday because of the DMV. Tomorrow, I don't know because it has to do with Josh Duggar's sentencing, and I don't know what time it's going to be. I've heard 9 a.m. and I've heard 1 p.m. I don't know. I've got 2 conflicting stories. I don't know. So as soon as we get the sentence, I will pop in and go live. Yeah, you're right, Justice for All. The DMV is one of the 7 layers of hell. The DMV and Walmart. The DMV and Walmart. But I appreciate everybody being here, keeping it cool, keeping it calm. You guys are the best chat and the best community on YouTube. And I appreciate each and every one of you. We'll definitely see you tomorrow. In the meantime, come chat with me in the Crime Lines and Lies Facebook group or in the Discord. In the meantime, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, guys.